under a tree Nathanael, and Nathanael's friend Philip. 11 of the apostles are from Galilee, Jesus' home territory. Nathanael is from Cana. Philip, Peter, and Andrew are originally from Bethsaida. Peter and Andrew in time moved to Capernaum, where Matthew apparently lived. James and John also live in or close to Capernaum, and they had a fishing business nearby. Judas Iscariot, who later betrays Jesus, seems to be the only apostle from Judea. Jesus chooses 12 apostles Mark 3. 13-19 Luke 6. 12-16 What serious decision does Jesus make after spending all night in prayer? Who are Jesus' apostles, and how may you be able to remember their names? 82. The 12 Apostles 34. The famous Sermon on the Mount Matthew 5. 1. 7. 29 Luke 6. 17-49 Jesus must be tired after spending the whole night in prayer and then choosing 12 disciples to be apostles. It is now day, but he still has the strength and desire to help people. He does so on a mountainside in Galilee, perhaps not far from his center of activity in Capernaum. Crowds have come to him from distant locations. Some are from down south, from Jerusalem and places in Judea. Others are from the coastal cities of Tyre and Sidon to the northwest. Why have they come looking for Jesus? To hear him and to be healed of their sicknesses. And that is just what happens. Jesus is healing them all. Think of that. All the sick ones are healed. Jesus also ministers to those troubled with unclean spirits, people who are afflicted by the wicked angels of Satan. Luke 6. 17-19 Jesus next finds a level place on the mountainside and the crowd gathers around. His disciples, especially the 12 apostles, are probably nearest to him. All are eager to hear from this teacher who is able to perform such powerful works. Jesus delivers a sermon that clearly benefits his listeners. Since then, countless others have also benefited from it. We can too because of its depth of spiritual content presented with simplicity and clarity. Jesus draws on ordinary experiences and things familiar to people. This makes his ideas understandable to all who are seeking a better life in God's way. What key aspects of Jesus' sermon make it so valuable? Who are truly happy? Everyone wants to be happy. Knowing this, Jesus begins by describing those who are truly happy. Imagine how this captures the attention of his listeners. But some things must puzzle them. He says, "Happy are those conscious of their spiritual need, since the kingdom of the heavens belongs to them. Happy are those who mourn, since they will be comforted. Happy are those hungering and thirsting for righteousness, since they will be filled. Happy are those who have been persecuted for righteousness' sake, since the kingdom of the heavens belongs to them. Happy are you when people reproach you and persecute you for my sake. Rejoice and be overjoyed." Matthew 5. 3-12 What does Jesus mean by saying happy? He is not referring to being jovial or mirthful, as when one is having a good time. Genuine happiness is deeper. It involves real contentment, a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment in life. Jesus says that people who recognize their spiritual need, who are saddened by their sinful condition, and who come to know and serve God are the truly happy ones. Even if they are hated or persecuted for doing God's will, they are happy because they know that they are pleasing Him and that He will reward them with everlasting life. Many people, though, think that being prosperous and pursuing pleasures are what makes one happy. Jesus says otherwise. Drawing a Sermon on the Mount, where does Jesus give his most memorable sermon, and who are present for it? What makes Jesus' sermon so valuable? Who are truly happy, and why? 35-85 Contrast that must make many of his listeners think, he says. Woe to you who are rich, for you are having your consolation in full. Woe to you who are filled up now, for you will go hungry. Woe, you who are laughing now, for you will mourn and weep. Woe whenever all men speak well of you, for this is what their forefathers did to the false prophets. Luke 6. 24-26 Why do having riches, laughing in delight, and enjoying praise from others bring woe? Because when someone who's and cherishes these things, Serving God may be neglected.